I hate switch statements. Not actually, but I'm a big advocate to try to avoid switch statements. And so the thing with switch statements is that, they look clean, they're very readable, they're very organized, and a lot of tutorials will tell you that, hey, this is the way you should handle multiple conditions. That's what they were made for. And that is true, but there is an issue with switch statements that you don't see right away. But as your code base grows, it becomes very apparent why switch statements should be avoided. So let's get into it. So let's use an example to further exemplify this. And I'm gonna pop up an example right here. And this is this get discount function that I wrote. And so this is a very typical, switch statement that you've probably written before. It looks fine, totally reasonable. For this discount, if they're a premium member, we're gonna turn 0.2, member, 0.1, guest, 0.0. It makes sense because we have a lot of different cases. We don't wanna have if else, if else, if else. So this would be, a good case for the switch statement. But now let's say your code base is growing. Your manager has now asked you, hey, we now need to send a welcome email to premium users, and members will get access to sales and guests will see a sign up prompt. All these different requirements being thrown at you. Now you have to change based on your logic ready. So you write another switch statement. So here is our send notification switch statement, which happens when we want to send a notification to a specific user. We just call that one function, make it easy so we don't have multiple functions. It makes sense. One function called send notification. We pass in the user type, and based on the user type, we send whatever our manager asked us to. Good, that's fine. Now you have to handle the dashboard rendering. Then you have to handle the permissions. That's another switch. Dashboard's another switch, and then another switch, and then you keep adding switches over and over again, and now you start to use the same user type that's scattered across 10 different files, and one day you're gonna come to work, and now we have another user type that needs to get added. Let's say VIP in this situation. So now we have all these different files with all of our switch statements for all these different user types, and we need to add another user type. So now what we have to do is to hunt down every single one of those switch statements and add a new clause to it. Hopefully we added our default clause already that defaults if it doesn't match, but we need VIP, this new rule that we've been asked to add, to do something else. And that is where the scalability issue really comes in. And this is obviously an inconvenience to the developer, but chances are, if you have a very large code base, a lot of user types, you're gonna probably miss one of those switch statements. And then you miss one of the switch statements, you introduce bugs, and it's just not very maintainable. This is exactly what Fowler calls the switch statement smell. And it's what ruins your code slowly over time as it grows. So it'd be pretty messed up of me to come on here and tell you to not use switch statements and not give you a solution. The fix is polymorphism. And instead of asking the switch to push on a specific user type, you actually move all that behavior into the user type itself. So what you would do in this situation is create a public interface user type. And so that way we can create a template for all these user types. And then we just make a new class every time a new user type gets added. So for that situation where we had a VIP get added, all we'd have to do is just create one singular class called VIP that extends or implements this interface. And then now we don't have to go in our code, all of our calling code, and add a new case for a VIP, because all of that now lives inside of the class, the VIP class itself. So your calling code looks very simple. There's no switch statements. It's just doing user.get discount or user.send notification. That's it. We don't have to switch and do a specific one because they're all a user type, and so we can all call that main method on it. Now, to be fair, this isn't an extreme case where all switch statements need to die across your code. There definitely are situations where a switch needs to be used. For example, if it's a one-off, isolated, and it'll never be duplicated into more switch statements on the same case, then you can leave it alone. That's completely fine. Like I said, switch statements are very, very nice because they're readable, they're very clean. They're made to handle multiple race conditions, so they are useful. But if you can see that this would grow into more functionalities and also just more cases for whatever you're switching on, then I think you should look at interfaces for the idea of polymorphism instead. It'd be a lot more beneficial to your code base in the long run. So switch statements aren't necessarily bad on their own. It's when they spread throughout your code and you have to copy and paste them that it becomes detrimental. When your switch is about a specific type and that type itself has behavior, then that means it should belong in a class, not in a switch statement. So if you're switching on a user type and in your switch you're calling user.whatever, if that user has functionality, then that is a prime example of what a class should be. So you need to move that into its own interface, classes, abstract, whatever you want. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. And if you guys liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Alternatives I would talk about, but there is a